ODM party has the best Secretary General and the worst Secretary General in equal measures. Edwin Sifuna is the best individual to use in case you want to deal with your opponent in terms of abuse, insult, and destruction. He performs very well, so excellently. But again, Sifuna is the worst individual to use in terms of diplomacy and management. Why am I saying this? Raila Odinga in 2013 was able to bring together Kalonzo Musyoka and Senator Masika Wetangula under called coalition, which the first President Uhuru Kenyatta under Jubilee coalition in 2013. They performed very well, but they never won that election. But one thing that I credit Raila Odinga to was that he was able to manage keeping together Kalonzo Musyoka in his wiper and Masika Wetangula with his Ford Kenya together in called coalition until 2017 when we had another general election. And even I'm convinced this is part of the issue that made Musalia Mudavadi to get attracted to working together with this team. That's how he was able to form NASA, then even welcomed in called coalition to work together with them because they had unity and they worked together. So 2017 came here when we had another general election. Edwin Sifuna went for Nairobi senatorial seat, which he later lost to Senator Sakaja. Then ODM came in and again gifted him with the Secretary General of the biggest party, ODM party. Now guys, I'm recording, but today is very hot. That's why my AC is on. So if you hear some noise, please forgive me for that. Again, before we go deep into the video, you might be watching me for the first time and you have not yet subscribed. Just my humble request, please consider to subscribe. Help us to build this platform. Again, to all the returning subscribers, thank you so much. I value you. Now, let us get back to our discussion. So, I was telling you that Sifuna had lost in Nairobi after vying for senatorial position. But again, we have to understand where did Edwin Sifuna came from. Sifuna went for ODM nomination ticket in Bungoma and he lost. That's how he found himself in Nairobi. And again, ODM party had already issued the certificate to one individual who came from Vihiga County to vie for ODM senatorial position in Nairobi. But again, the drama came in when ODM said later that the individual that they had handed the certificate to was a weak candidate to face the Jubilee candidate. That's how that's how Sifuna bribed his way to get the ODM ticket. So ODM really acted with a lot of impunity. Even this guy was trying to threaten to go to the court, but it never worked for him. So that's how Sifuna found himself at the helm of ODM party. Now, Kalonzo Musyoka yesterday resigned from NASA coalition with his wiper party after ANC doing the same. But Kalonzo Musyoka mentioned Edwin Sifuna severally in his speech, but he was not mentioning Sifuna in good faith. For him, he did not have that much problem with Raila Odinga, but the biggest problem was being pushed to Edwin Sifuna. Many individuals in ODM party would always praise Sifuna for attacking every individual who talk against Raila Odinga. But what they don't understand is that part of that attack, abuse, and insult is the undoing of Raila Odinga, the most respected individual in Kenya, and the undoing of the ODM party, which is currently the largest party, though diminishing every election. When we go to election, they are always reducing in number. So after the 2017 general election, what Edwin Sifuna forgot was that NASA had principles, and the win they got or even the loss they got was equally shared. Edwin Sifuna forgot all that. But later, Sifuna came out strongly, sending abuse, attack, and insult to all these NASA principles, be it Kalonzo Musyoka, be it Musalia Mudavadi, be it Senator Masika Wetangula. To Edwin Sifuna, these were parasites in NASA coalition. So Raila might have been a good person, but in my view, Edwin Sifuna is part of the destruction of a leader called Raila Odinga. Kalonzo Musyoka is going ahead to say that even in as much they try to solve the problem to do with the political party funds, Sifuna and the team has been part of the individuals who have been holding this fund until this fund vile wamekuwa wakivutana hivi. So these are the part of people who have been misadvising Raila Odinga and the ODM team to do with the political party funds, until when Raila Odinga get into the shame where now everyone has been calling Raila Odinga to order, and as we are speaking now, in as much they have resolved to share this money, Raila is still being seen as an individual who is a betrayer. Raila is being seen as a person whom you cannot trust at all if you go to a memorandum of agreement with him, simply because of some of the small things that are happening. In as much they cannot agree to everything, but even small things like this, these are issues that they could have agreed on, and Sifuna could have toned down, and this thing could have resolved, respect could have been kept. That's why you see, even when he speak bad ill of Musalia Mudavadi, you'll find ANC party has listed some people like Senator Cleophas Malala and Ayub Savula to deal with Edwin Sifuna. You will never see Musalia Mudavadi responding to Sifuna, because Sifuna is not his level, though he's trying to drag everyone to his level. The biggest problem, in my view, is that Sifuna is trying to bring the university leadership into the real politics on ground, and that has been part of the undoing of Edwin Sifuna leadership in ODM party. Sifuna alikuja kule Bungoma, not Bungoma, Kabuchai, not Kabuchai, sorry, Matungu. Oparanya was doing well in terms of campaign, but when Sifuna landed in Bungoma, in Matungu, Kakamega County, that's how even ODM party candidate lost in that by-election. The insult, the abuse that Sifuna spitted there turned the tables round in favor of Musalia Mudavadi. And not even the candidate Musalia Mudavadi was presented, but Musalia Mudavadi himself and anyone who is a follower of Musalia Mudavadi. Under the leadership of Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM and the guidance that they have given to Raila Odinga, we have seen so many individuals being kicked out from leadership, be it in Senate, National Assembly, hata kwa county huko. They have played everywhere. And that has been part of the messy, ile Wetangula alikuwa anasema it will be messy and the casualties will be there. So that has been part of this game that I see Sifuna has largely been involved. When Sifuna get a platform to speak about ODM and even to do with the NASA coalition, Sifuna speak with a lot of arrogance. The abuse and even the poison that come from the mouth of Sifuna, no one can stomach it. So that has been part of the problems that I feel, in my own view, that Sifuna was not a competent person to lead ODM as a Secretary General when ODM was in a coalition with the other individuals. I even still wonder, how did they allow Edwin Sifuna to go this far, to that level, without calling him to order? In fact, when Edwin Sifuna speak, many individuals have gone ahead even to translate it as if that Sifuna has been tasked to deal with these other NASA principles, especially when he talk about Musalia Mudavadi and Senator Wetangula. You would think that because Edwin Sifuna is a lawyer, he has been tasked by ODM party to attack any lawyer political leader, whoever comes out as a strong individual to face ODM party. He did not mind that Musalia Mudavadi is a senior politician, or even Senator Wetangula. So many individuals have exactly translated that issue into that, and that has been part of undoing for the ODM party up to this far. In fact, what I believe, in case if ODM will go into another negotiation with this One Kenya Alliance or any individual in NASA, I don't think that Edwin Sifuna will be part of that negotiation. But remember, being a Secretary General, that one is a big position. He can be tasked to be part of that negotiation. But the way Edwin Sifuna has handled things, it tells you that he cannot go in any negotiation. He cannot sit on any table on behalf of ODM party or Raila Odinga in terms of negotiating anywhere to do with a coalition, because he has proved to be an individual who does not have any respect to any individual. And this brings my question here. Remember, Francis Atwoli, yule mzee wetu, he was endorsing NASA coalition. But Francis Atwoli, when he was in Nairobi somewhere, akiwa katika ile meeting yao ya workers, Atwoli went ahead to endorse Senator Sakaja as a preferred able candidate to take over Nairobi as a senator. Why didn't Atwoli endorse Edwin Sifuna? Why did Atwoli went ahead to endorse Sakaja when Atwoli was deeply supporting NASA coalition? Simply because even Atwoli as an old man or as a leader or an elder, he believed that Sifuna is not a worthy individual to get that endorsement. He believed that Sakaja is more of a leader than Edwin Sifuna. He believed that Edwin Sifuna is an individual that you cannot even advise. But Sakaja was showing leadership. That's why Atwoli went ahead to endorse Sakaja. And many people, and even most of the lawyers who did not vote for Sakaja, sorry, for Sifuna, I'm sure they went ahead, listened to Mzee Atwoli, and voted for Sakaja. That is how Sakaja became victorious. And even Sakaja has proved out to be a good leader. That's why even during that 2017 election, Mudavadi had a soft spot for Sakaja, but not even for Edwin Sifuna. So from the word go, Sifuna proved not to be a leader. And that is what is haunting even ODM party when they put him onto the leadership position. And now, as I end this video, I can tell you one thing without blinking. If Sifuna can seek an elective position, ikuwe ni governor, senator, or even a member of parliament, I'm sure in 2022 he cannot be elected because Sifuna has proved to be arrogant, abusive, and leaderless. For that fact, no individual would want to have Edwin Sifuna as his elected leader. So maybe ODM can keep Sifuna in any position, but a warning is outside there that Edwin Sifuna is the undoing in ODM party. Thank you for listening to me up to this far. This was my advice to ODM party, and even to give my view according to me myself about how I see Edwin Sifuna in leadership. See you in my next video.